This is an 8-part video about defining, designing, and creating a simple database. Each part will break down the process into a small step. The tools used to create and populate the database will be DB Browser and Python. These are simple tools to use. I am familiar with them, and the principles to manipulate the database apply to all programming languages. DB Browser will be used to build a very simple relational database along with 2 SQL statements. A select statement to query data already in the database, and an insert statement to add data to the database. I will break down the process of designing and creating the database into 8 objectives or stages. First, I will define a database that contains a list of actors and films. Each actor will appear in one or more films, and each film will have one or several actors from the actor list appear in it. Some of the data will be fictional, and some will be taken from publicly available databases. The database design will need to be normalized because the initial design will contain repeated data. For example, if we just had a list of actors with each actor record listing all the films that actor had appeared in, then the film information would be repeated within the database. I will give a simple example of how data duplication can result in inconsistency in data. Next, the primary and foreign key values in the entities will be identified and defined. Using the normalized design for the database, some test data will be defined and documented. After the design is completed, the database will be created in DB Browser and the test data inserted into the appropriate tables. An important step will be to create the link between the actors to the films they appear in via their key values in the linking table. I will test using DB Browser some SQL statements that will read data from the database and insert new data into the database. Then the working SQL statements will be inserted into a Python program and retested against the database. A more sophisticated version of a transaction to insert data into an SQL database using Python will be developed and tested. This program will perform some basic checks on the presence of records in the database before attempting to insert new data. A final transaction will be built to link together an actor with a film, both of which are in the database but not yet linked.